Hi, hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Today there's a lot of interesting news, so let's just dive into it, right? First, we have news related to Binance Coin. And of course, as you know, Binance Coin at the time of recording is increasing again, right? So it's very, very exciting. And I know why. Let's dive into it. So prominent crypto trader has recommending moving from Coinbase Pro to Binance. And why did he say so? So this person, Alex Kruger, he is an economist and very well-respected and well-regarded crypto trader, and has a huge Twitter following as well of 30,000 people. And he has actually given very objective proof, right? Saying because there's a fee increase in Coinbase Pro, and he then, has very transparently put out a comparison, and he actually are encouraging people to move to Binance, right? Here you can see, if you're looking at the screen, right, I encourage you to look at the screen because, for example, and especially for people who are, not your high net worth people, your normal people, right, who has less than 100,000 US dollars in trading volumes per month. So every 30 days, right, if your trading volume is less than 100,000, which is for most people, and most people on Coinbase are actually small traders, although Coinbase Pro is actually targeting the professionals, right, who are more technical sound people, but still, right, most of the people, normal people, they would have a small trading volume, right, of just below 100,000 over 30 days, right? And this is the group where they choose to increase the prices. So the old fees, right, that were still valid till March 21st is maker fee is 0% and ticker fee is 0.3%. So total is 0.3%. But from March 22nd onwards, right, maker fee is going to increase from 0% to 0.15%, though ticker fee is reduced slightly to 0.25. So if you sum that up, there's still 0.4%. And the difference is, although it's 0.1%, but in terms of percentage, it's very high. It's 33% higher now compared to before. For small time traders, that means, and this is not so small, right? Because as long as you have less than 100,000 in trading volume over the last 30 days, you have to pay this kind of fees. And maker fee is the more common one, because maker fee is the fee you pay when you actually put a limit order. That means you want to say, you don't just take whatever price the market is showing now. You will take maybe a bit lower, right, if you're buying, so that you hit that price, buying at a better price. So normally people will put a limit order, right, and that's why it is quite common for them to pay the maker fee rather than the taker fee. And the maker fee for small time trader, for in fact anyone who trades below less than 50 million over the last 30 days, it is increased, because previously in Coinbase Pro, their maker fee is 0%, and it will be raised to 0.15% for people who has less than 100,000 in trading volume, and for people from 100,000 to 1 million is from 0% increased to 0.1%. For people with 1 million to 10 million trading volume, it's going to increase from 0% to 0.08%, yeah, and 10 million to 50 million is 0 to 0.05%. You can take a look at this chart. Now, in comparison, why is recommending people to switch from Coinbase Pro to Binance? It's because Binance simply has a lower fee, right? And you can see here, so Binance trade their trading fees in terms of units of Bitcoin, but if you just convert that, so anything below $400,000, right, at today's price, roughly below 400,000 in terms of last 30 days trading volume, maker fee is only 0.1%. That is now much lower than the 0.15%. 0.15% that is charged by Coinbase Pro, and this is even before the Binance discounts, because if you use Binance Coin to actually pay for your trading fees, actually you can get even up to 25% discount, right? So that means that 0.1%, it will now become 0.075% only, right? So again, for people who are small time traders, it just makes sense, right, to move to Binance, right? Why would you? Because honestly, trading, apart from security, which Binance is very well known for, right, it's really pricing, because you really want to because especially if you trade a lot, you really want to minimize your fees, right? Because your fees is actually a cost to you, right? It will take off any profits that you make. So, it makes sense, right, to just switch to something more easier. And of course, Binance is super popular. They are very, very secure. They managed to, fend off a lot of hacks before. So that is no surprise why Binance Coin market cap and pricing keep increasing, right? It's just because of their competitors are just not getting it, whereas Binance, right, keep moving in the right direction, right? Similarly, next thing also, seems like Binance Coin are very good at increasing their adoption, really good at creating a web of ecosystem for themselves. I have actually created a video dedicated on Binance Coin. At that time, I already said even at a high price, I said, it makes sense. If you look at long term, it makes sense to just invest in Binance Coin. Again, my opinion, not financial advice. So this one is the latest news is that Loom Network, which is a blockchain-based ecosystem for developing online games and social media apps, have now supporting Binance Coin as payment method. And to celebrate this partnership, they are offering a very limited collectible and featuring Binance themed zombie battleground card packs, right? And one of them will feature actually the CZ, which is CEO and founder of Binance crypto exchange, right? So because it is such limited collectible, a lot of people, I believe, will actually go to get their hands on it, because in the future, right, when Binance continue to become more popular, these kind of limited cards will become even more valuable, right? So I believe even for people who are not gaming, also they will want to get their hands on this kind of cards. So very smart, right? I don't think this is accidental or coincidental thing. I believe Binance team they have actually done some efforts to actually recruit, right, or actually encourage the merchants to actually accept their coins as payments, right? So very, very good job on them. Yeah, this is not the only thing that they have done, right? They have also signed up a lot of merchants, and only a few days ago there was a house in Australia being auctioned, and initially they have only accepted Bitcoin as payment. Then recently they are also accepting Binance Coin. It's just really amazing how it seems like Binance is able to attract a lot of good things to them, right? A great job on them. And next we have very exciting things on Stellar. Stellar has increased in the last few days, right? And upcoming later next week, they're going to announce something big as well. So let's see what it is, right? But in preparation for that, they are doing a lot of rebranding. One is they have a new logo, which is much more professional. And that new logo, they said, it is planned to see themselves as linked to central banks, or linked to actually putting themselves as, reserve currency status, right? That kind of status. And now they have a new CEO, who is Daniel Dixon, who is formerly the Mozilla COO, right? Very, very respectable individual, and has a lot of good track record, right, in building up the Mozilla, which is the browser, right? And she had a long experience leading operations and business at Mozilla. And also she is an advocate around open internet and encryption and privacy. So this is very good at leading the Stellar Development Foundation over the next phase of growth, right? And parallelly also, head of blockchain solutions for IBM, Jesse Lund, has also hinted that the bank-targeted stablecoins will be the major forthcoming development for the tech giants' blockchain-powered cross-border payment solution, right? So that means they are looking at issuing something related to a cross-border payment solution targeting all the banks, right? And this is going to be a global solution. And because IBM, their network is on Stellar network, that's why, right, it's going to be very huge news and very, very positive for Stellar as well. But let's just see exactly what's going to happen later next week, yeah. And though he already said it is not like JP Morgan coin, it is just internal to JP Morgan client. So that is again very encouraging, but let's really see what happens next. But definitely, I think it's definitely going to be on the Stellar network. So that is why this is more exciting. Next, right, also very, very good news for the fundamental of Bitcoin and overall crypto is that Bitcoin trading volume tops $11 billion for the first time in nearly a year, right? And you should look at this chart because the black line is the trading volume. And as you can see, right, the yellow line is the price, right? And normally, so two points here, big points here is that the trading volume is very, very strong. It has increased, is on an uptrend despite we have seen such a year, more than 1 year long winter, and prices keep reducing, right? Despite that, trading volume are increasing. That just means that a lot more people are buying despite the price, right? That people are more concerned now about long term. More people now are aware that they more interested in this space. So very, very good news. The other thing is there's a divergence now. That means normally, so far as you can see, right, in the last few years since 2013, the trading volume and the price is always correlated. That means when prices go up, trading volume tends to go up. But now you see that even prices are quite low in the last, since end of November 2018. Prices have since then, go down like, really depressing. But trading volume is holding up, and that is very, very encouraging because that shows, right, that people are no longer so myopic and so short-sighted, that they're more exciting, they're more looking forward, they're more understanding that it's a long-term play, and then people really want to buy in now at such prices. It just takes more time to move, right? So very good news. Next, Bitfury brings Lightning payments to US payment gateway HatePay. So this is again very good for Lightning Network and Bitcoin because Bitfury, they have entered into a partnership with a payment processor startup called HatePay to allow its merchants, and they have merchants across 50 US states, Canada, and also Europe, right, to accept Lightning Network. That means using Bitcoin, right? But of course, the merchants has an option to change back to fiat after that. And it is very interesting also that I couldn't find anywhere how many merchants that they have got, but definitely sounds like a lot because all 50 US states and then Canada and Europe, right? That is definitely huge anyway. And their clients include professional services, golf courses, lodging and resorts, non-profit restaurants and stores. So these are very, these are very good users because this is more professional services, is more high-end customers, right? Lodging, resort, restaurants, these are again customers with higher profile, right? So not just like any Walmart or anything. This is even higher profile customers. So very, very good for Bitcoin and Lightning Network, right? It's just increasing adoption. And I was just checking at 1ml.com website, which constantly updates Lightning Network statistics, right? So in terms of number of nodes, it is now 7,382, and it is more important to see the increase. So it's 18% over 1 year ago. Number of channels as well is up 47% versus 1 month ago. Network capacity is now above over 1,000 units of BTC already, and that's plus 54% versus 1 month ago. So very, very good for adoption of Bitcoin. That means just more people are using it. That just means that more people are more accepting it, and that's really good, right? So people are not just using it as a store of value, not just hoarding it, right, for future price gain. People are actually using it. That's really good. That's what we need. Next, SEC staff to hold fintech forum to discuss distributed ledger technology and digital assets. So SEC is really now changing their tune, right? They are now going to host a public forum so anyone can attend for free, focusing on distributed ledger technology and digital assets on May 31st, 2019 in their headquarters in Washington, D.C., right? And what they want to do is that they want to actively engage the markets participants on this new fintech, and they also want to, so their panelists, although not yet announced, is going to range from industry and academia, respected people, designed to foster greater communication and understanding around the issues involving distributed ledger technology and digital assets. It is great because it is led by SEC, which is led by government, and this is a sign, right? It is an indicator to the public at large that Bitcoin, crypto is no longer a scam, right? It is now associated and endorsed by the SEC, and that is a very important signage, right? It's more a psychology thing more than any physical form of endorsement. It's more like just the association, just the mindset, right? Just the attention that you are now saying SEC and Bitcoin. Next, CBOE will not list Bitcoin futures in March. Sites need to assess crypto derivatives. So CBOE, as you know, they are one of the providers of Bitcoin futures, which is cash settled, right? Now that they are saying they are stopping their futures contract offering already, and the last one will expire in June, and then after that they will continue to assess what they will do, but for now they are stopping it. And one of the reasons it's not surprised is that compared to CME, their volume is really, really small, right? So if you look at just December month alone, the volumes in terms of Bitcoin futures is is only like 1/10 of the amount being traded on CME. And CME has already announced that they are continuing with their plans to offer Bitcoin futures, right? Now, so few reasons why is that, and I can tell you then, really it's just a matter of your offering being not so good and your marketing. So CBOE, right, they don't, so they put Bitcoin futures in their to their clients who trade the market volatility index, right, which is a small group of clients. And whereas CME put the Bitcoin futures contract under clients who trade equity futures. So obviously equity futures is more common and has already a larger group of captive audience, right? So they do not have to pay additional just to trade Bitcoin futures. Whereas for CBOE, their clients who trade volatility, but clients on CBOE who trade equity futures have to pay additional fees and additional paperwork just to trade Bitcoin futures. So it just doesn't make sense, and it's just more hassle, right? Really. And I believe people, they will most likely have another account as well as CME, and there it is so easy. So naturally then CME will attract more customers. Another thing is that CBOE has a smaller limit. They have a smaller size that is possible to buy. The third is that, right, CME has done a better job at marketing it versus CBOE. So clearly, right, is again like the Binance and Coinbase Pro example, where Binance clearly know how to, clearly know what clients want, so their products and offerings are definitely more catered to clients, right, in terms of pricing, in terms of range, in terms of options, right, in terms of offerings, right? So now they have DEX, they have cash crypto exchange, they have crypto exchange, huge variety, and they have offering discounts and incentives for you to trade with them, for you to hold their coins, right? So very, very smart moves. And also marketing. I mean, their CEO is very, very good, very, very active in engaging their supporters on Twitter, right? Versus Coinbase is not doing much, right? And now they're increasing fees, right? So and of course the recent fiasco with Neutrino, which they managed to backpedal back, but still, right, it's just left a bad reputation and just a negative association with Coinbase brand, right? So it's really sad. So similarly here is a very similar thing I see with CBOE and CME. But regardless, I think it's still good because CBOE stopping their Bitcoin futures, I think is very good, because Bitcoin futures that are cash settled is really not good for the market, because you really need something that is you really need futures that is backed by physical Bitcoin, like what BACT and Arisx is going to offer later this year when they launch. That one will definitely have a better support, because for those clients to at expiry, they will need to deliver actual Bitcoin, so there will then be a stronger demand for Bitcoin. So that will be a very good thing, and I do see this exit as something good. But still, it just shows that you will have competitors, and if you are not up to the game, right, you will just be washed out of the market. It's just exactly what's happening now in the crypto. Next, insurance giant AXA launches security token and crowdfunding insurance service. So very interestingly, we have now insurance product launched by a very well-known AXA insurance giant. They're the second largest insurance firm in Europe. They are now offering a new insurance product covering equity, crowdfunding, and security token offering companies. So what they do is that they will offer the companies who want to issue security tokens, right, to raise funds. They will issue them in insurance And these firms can then in turn give that assurance to their potential investors that, now I have insurance, so in case of any problems, I can still refund you the money. And for that, I do see, it's moving much more to a more mature state, this whole crypto industry. And the fact that, we have insurance backing, that means, it is really putting the investors first, right? Protecting investors, giving them a priority, and then you can only attract more investors into coming into this space, right? So very good news, I think. Next, over 40 bugs in blockchain and crypto platforms detected over past 30 days. So that's the beauty about this industry, because it's decentralized, right? The blockchains are able to pay not a lot of money, but they are able to pay, right, the hackers or voluntary good hackers to detect bugs earlier before it is being hacked by ill-intentioned people. And a lot of projects, including Unicorn, Omisego, EOS, Tenements, the new platform, Tezos, Monero, Icon, MyEtherWallet all have some problems. And though the good news is that the amount payout, right, the bounty, the reward for detecting these problems are very small only, right? So for example, EOS, they just paid 5,500 in rewards, and so total reward is only about below 24,000. So that shows that the bugs are not critical. But still, the beauty about this industry is that, right, you're able to attract a lot of talents, right, just to help each other to detect bugs faster, to deter the bad intention actors faster. So that's the beauty about blockchain, because it has that decentralized feature, right? Because look at today, if you look at the traditional industry where you have banks, where you only have people working in there, right, just relying on that paycheck just to detect, they have less incentives, definitely, because it is a fixed paycheck regardless, right? So there is, and also a greater central point of failure. Whereas in this kind of blockchain world, you are completely changing the model, of how you can incentivize people. So that's really good. Next, right, Riot blockchain to launch regulated crypto exchange in the US. So there's another crypto exchange upcoming in the US, and this is going to be regulated. But the most unique point about this, which I want to say, is that Riot blockchain is not a company native in this blockchain world. They were previously doing biotech. They have now changed their core business from biotech, which I thought is also very interesting and very high potential industry, to crypto. So that means, right, it is even more higher potential, and they are now going into few things. They're going to banking, trading, and digital wallet. So with banking specifically, they are going to launch an API, that means a gateway into current accredited banking institutions in US, right, allowing them to hold and transfer either fiat or crypto assets. So very, very interesting, because what I do see this as significant is that you have listed firms in the US changing their core business now, right, going from biotech to crypto. And that just show you, right, that this nascent industry, just 10 years old, able to attract so much talent and so much capital into this space, right? And that ought to tell you the long-term potential, and really just how important people are seeing this technology, right? And of course, if it's an important technology, eventually it will translate into good money and profitability. And people who are patient, right, and who stick around in this market will definitely gain, right? So I hope you enjoy, and leave me a comment or subscribe, leave a like, subscribe, right? And for my subscribers, I truly appreciate your support, right? And for people watching, again, truly appreciate your support, and hope you're having a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you.